September 17th, 1862. Imagine one single day where more Americans fell than on D-Day, Pearl Harbor, and 9/11 combined. This is not a myth. It happened, and it was called Antietam, the bloodiest day in American history. The Civil War was already raging, tearing the United States apart. Confederate General Robert E. Lee had carried his army into Maryland, hoping a bold strike on Union soil might break the North's will. Standing against him was Union General George McClellan, commanding more than 80,000 men. What followed was a day of horror unlike anything the nation had ever seen. At dawn, Union soldiers charged through cornfields. Stalked by musket fire so relentless, the fields were shredded into wastelands. In the span of just 3 hours, 12,000 men were killed or wounded. The ground was soaked in blood, and entire brigades vanished into smoke. By mid-morning, the fighting shifted to a sunken farm lane, a place that would forever be remembered as Bloody Lane. Union troops poured volley after volley into Confederate lines packed shoulder to shoulder. When the smoke cleared, the lane was filled with bodies stacked 3 deep. The road was no longer a road. It was a grave.
Then came the clash at Burnside's bridge. Confederate sharpshooters held a thin line on the bluff, mowing down wave after wave of Union assaults. For hours, the bridge ran red as soldiers fell in heaps, each side locked in a death struggle over a crossing no wider than a country road. By nightfall, Antietam had become hell on earth. 23,000 Americans were killed, wounded, or missing, men from both North and South. To put it in perspective, that is nearly 1 casualty every 2 seconds for 12 hours straight. Families were torn apart, towns emptied, and the very soil seemed to cry out with grief. And yet, from the ashes of this nightmare, history shifted. Antietam forced Lee to retreat back into Virginia, giving Abraham Lincoln the moment he needed to issue the Emancipation Proclamation, a decree that would redefine the war, turning it into a fight not just for Union, but for freedom itself. One day, one battlefield, 23,000 shattered lives, the bloodiest day in American history. But here's the haunting question. If Antietam was this horrific, what came after? For more secrets of the past, subscribe to Secrets of History, because the stories only get darker from here.